Welcome to Not From Here, a podcast dedicated to past versions of ourselves.
And the current versions of all of you. We are your co-hosts. I'm Riley Klauza.
And I am Isa Rodriguez, and we are just a couple of Michiganders turned New Yorkers trying to get a grip.
Have you ever been made fun of for the way you say things or thought, damn, I never even realized I had an accent?
Well, we have too, because we're definitely
not from here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You're looking good. We have a little bit of the car poster.
No. Is that better?
Yes.
Riley, you understand that
I know your hatred, but please tell everyone else because I know Noah's gonna watch.
Okay,
this and giggle.
it's not that I'm hating on his poster. Cameron loves Formula One racing. It's actually his birthday tomorrow. When you guys hear this, it'll be yesterday. So,
Oh my God! Wait, the episode's gonna end tonight, and it's gonna be his.
no,
birthday.
literally. I'm also feeling a nosebleed coming on. You guys, it's been a random 20 minutes.
We haven't even.
We
started.
haven't even
We're like,
started.
listen to what's going on.
Okay, let's just get into it. How about we start?
Why has it been such a crazy 20 minutes?
So first of all, we're recording.
Why were you gagged?
We're recording virtually, but no, I was gagged because I'm in the office and Zuko's litter box is in here and his water and his dry food. So basically if he needs anything, he's just kind of fucked because I'm sitting in front of the door because this is the best background I could get for you guys.
You have taken over Zuko.
I have, and so he might be a little upset, but I got a nosebleed. So random, you guys. I literally don't know what's going on, but I was about to call Riley. We were about to record. All of a sudden, nope, nosebleed. Took me like 10 minutes to get that sorted out. So I've got Zuko over here. I got to lock him out the door, and then I've got this nosebleed situation.
She did get it on her clothes.
I did a little. I'll show you guys. It's really not. Is that weird?
Trigger
No, I'll
warning.
show you. It's like it's only a
No.
little. It's really so small.
It's such a small amount that it's fine. But hey,
Hey,
as Isa mentioned, we are virtual
we're
today.
virtual.
I'm in the Hamptons.
She's
So-
nannying.
I fully am. I am here. I am in Amagansett, New York.
Amagansett.
Amagansett. It's in between East Hampton and Montauk. For those of you that know the Hamptons. I was here. I got here Monday. I leave tomorrow. It's been a nice little break, honestly, from the city, and I love my room here. It's so cozy. For those of you that are watching video, I'm in here right now. I'll give you a little. Hold on. Let me pick up my computer.
Give us a tour.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Gorgeous,
Tor.
gorgeous.
Hey, Tor. Thank you. But yeah, it's been a good week so far. I'm like, I guess I'm getting like a little bit of a taste of like what this summer is gonna look like, just because I will be out here unless I book something. So if anyone wants to hire me as an actor, like I will do that.
Stay tuned.
But otherwise, I do plan to be out here, and so it's giving me a taste of like, I don't know, like I've already done the Hampton summer thing, as we know, but the first time I did it, like I didn't have as many friends, and like if we weren't besties yet, and like it's been 3 days since I've seen you,
Yeah.
and I'm like really struggling.
No,
over
it's
here.
rough.
And I'm like, God, thank God I can see Isa tomorrow.
Yay.
Yay!
I can't wait.
But yeah, that's the Hamptons. I did have to film an audition out here as well.
my
That was
God.
also like really silly plot
Yeah.
twist.
How did it go?
Which it was fine. I don't think I'm allowed to say like what it's for.
Period. No, it's
Should
okay.
I?
We don't need to know.
I shouldn't, but it was for a commercial, and I won't say like it's for a very, very like well-known brand. But in the self-tape, I just had to itch myself.
Okay.
Like I had to like subtly like scratch myself.
Okay. Love this.
Because it's for like a medical like itch cream.
Okay, loving this. And how do you think you
Um,
did?
bad
Oh.
because I sent it in and my manager said redo
Oh.
that. So, so it wasn't great. But I redid it. I had to make the kids literally like hold the phone because I don't have like a tripod or anything. Like I was not expecting this audition in my little like 3.5 day stint out
Yeah.
here. And so I fully like had to make them hold it and be my tripod, but they're all shorter than me, so it was all just like a
A
little angle,
little
you know?
angle.
And my worst angle too. So
I love it. That's so funny.
it's just been a time. But I do miss the city. And then but I'm like barely there because I get back and then Friday I'm flying to Detroit.
Yeah.
Hey Olivia
I know. I
Rodrigo.
can't believe you're going to see
Who
her.
which we have something else to discuss regarding her in pop
So true.
culture. You know what
I
I'm talking
do.
about? Period. Okay. Isa, how are you, my
I'm
darling?
doing good. I have the week off of nannying. As I
Oh.
mentioned before, I am covering for someone, and so she is back, and I've got a little time off, which is fun and slay. I went to a soul cycle class today. I don't think I told you.
I fuck you. When you don't tell me stuff and I
On the
find out on
podcast,
here,
you
I'm
get
pissed.
pissed.
I'm pissed. I'm like, I need to know every detail of
No,
your
and
life.
wait until I tell you what the theme was.
No, am I gonna
It was
cry?
Rihanna versus SZA. I know. If it makes you feel better, it's not the same going alone. I mean,
Oh,
like, it gets the job done, but it's just not nearly as fun. I'm like, ugh, I really
that
wish I
was
had a
sweet.
friend, and I really wish it was Riley.
Oh, wow, that was so sweet. No, I'm so proud of you though. I had no idea that
I
you had a
know.
friend.
I've been kind of sneaky today.
You've been off the grid.
I
You've been
know.
off
I
the
have been
grid.
off the grid. You've actually been off the grid. And when you're off the grid, it's hard for me to be on the grid.
I have been off the grid. No one knows where I'm
You're
at, what I'm
just in the
doing.
Hamptons living your life.
I'm just here. I have barely left this house, so
Yeah.
no one worry.
Um, no, but it
Anyway,
was it was good. I've been reading a lot. I don't know if we talked about this last time, but we finished The Women.
yeah, you hadn't finished it yet. I
I don't
don't
know if
know
you
if
had
I had
either.
either,
But
actually.
so
No, I don't think we were both near the end though.
we
Yeah.
finished The Women, and then I actually found myself in another book club with my cousin and some of our friends and their friends. And I read this book, All the Lies by Nicola Sanders, I think.
Did you finish it?
I did finish it. It
Was it good?
was, I gave it a 3.
Okay. I have it now. It has arrived in New
It's
York
definitely
now.
worth a read because you have it. It's also
Okay.
so short. Like I finished it in a couple of days. It was a
Oh, amazing.
quick read.
Quick. Okay.
But it was
Love
good.
that.
I feel like I finished The Women, finished that, and now that I'm done with my book club books, I'm like, what do I read next? And
And what are you reading,
so
Issa? What are you
I picked
reading?
up A Little Life because why did I do that? Because Riley said
I
she
started
started
reading
reading
it.
it, and I was like, okay, well, hold your horses. I'm not just not gonna know what you're talking about when
It was staring at me on my shelf. I just had
well,
to.
also, so I was debating between reading that or the next Throne of Glass book. I'm on Era of Fire. But my qualm with that is that when I finish that, I'm probably going to want to read the next one. So when will I read A
So
Little
true.
Life?
Never.
I also feel like I'm this is about to sound so funny or however it sounds, but I feel
Tell
like I'm
me.
about to
Tell
start
me. What
doing
is so
good
funny?
soon. Like things are looking up for me. And so I feel like I gotta read A Little Life when things aren't looking up for me, aka right now.
That is just like, why am I
Why are
tearing up
we
for you? Like, that was just,
wait,
I'm just, I'm really emotional today. Don't get me started.
wait.
I'm just really proud of you.
Thank
And I
you.
agree that why am I crying on every episode of this goddamn
Episode
thing?
3. Third time. I love
Um,
it.
who I just really, I, I think so much good is coming your way. And I'm just so proud of you and like the work you've been doing and the like progress, not that you like needed progress ever in my eyes, but like to you, yeah, like the
Thank
progress
you.
that you've made for yourself, and like I'm just I
I
love ya.
love you. Thank you.
No, but I'm happy that you're reading this book with me because I did fully text Issa and I'm like, I'm scared of this book. Like I'm terrified
No,
to
you guys,
read
it's
it.
just been hyped up a shit ton.
And like everyone says, well, Issa, I didn't even tell you. I posted on my story the other day, like
Oh,
the
that you
picture of the
started
book.
reading it?
Literally, like 5 people slid up, like, don't do it. Like, this book's going to ruin your life. Like, and I was like, but it intrigues me more, you
No,
know? I'm like, I
same.
have to
Like, if you tell me
know.
not to read it, that makes me want to read it.
And then people would be like, I hate this book with everything in me, but I also like have never like loved a book more.
No, like,
It's like one of those. And I love an emotional like heartbreak from a book, you
no,
know?
I
I'm just
I
like,
feel like
yeah, so I
I feel like
agree.
we're both going to be glad we read it, but probably
Yeah.
fucked up from it after.
Oh yeah. So that's why I'm like, I'm glad we're doing this together. We're diving
Same.
in. It could go really bad, but at least we'll have each other.
It feels like the time. It feels like the time.
Yeah. Things are changing. We're in a season of change. Happy
Happy
spring. First day of
spring.
spring was yesterday. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, it is gorgeous. I don't know, how is it in the city? It's
It's
gorgeous
been
here.
pretty good. Today was a little chilly, but pretty good. Not bad.
I mean, yeah, it's still chilly. It's like 50s, but it's like the
Yeah.
sun's out.
No,
So she's
not
shining.
what was it sunny today? No, it wasn't too sunny.
Damn. Damn.
Yeah.
Issa, what did we do for St. Patrick's Day?
We did a couple of things.
We went crazy, went
We
stupid.
we did go stupid, go wild. We spent a whole day in Brooklyn. Okay, ex Brooklyn
Ooh.
baddie and former Harlem baddie up
And
in Brooklyn.
friend.
No, it was so fun. We had a little shindig in Brooklyn, and then we did some bar hopping. It was a great time. It was a beautiful day to crush
Oh, it was
some
perfect.
brewskis in the sun for St. Patrick's. It was a gorgeous day. And then Sunday, we had kind of a little repeat at your place.
Oh yeah.
We got a keg. Um,
We did. You can Uber Eats a keg if you didn't know. Like and I got that information from Issa, who got that information from her
yeah.
boyfriend.
No, Cameron's
Yeah.
friend Uber Eats a keg on New Year's Eve, and he told Cameron. Cameron told me, and I was like, heard Riley talking about wanting a keg for St. Patrick's Day, and I was like, I think I know a guy that can hook you up.
I also have never done a keg stand, and that was really important to me for some reason before I turned
Yeah.
25. I was like, once I'm 25, it feels like it's inappropriate for me to do a keg stand.
I don't know if it's inappropriate, but definitely like love that it was crossed off the bucket list prior.
Yeah, I was like, if there's one thing I'm gonna do this St. Patrick's Day, it's a keg stand. And I did. And Issa held my
Yeah.
legs.
Riley, now tell me,
Hey.
what have we come here to briefly chat about today?
Have you ever heard about the idea that comparison is the thief of joy?
Now, I have heard that. And you know, what a brilliant thought. Now, a wise man once told me this indirect
Tell
quote.
me.
I am someone that loves to compare myself to other people. Being real, a little about me, fun fact. No, but just to be real, comparison is so big in, you know, my journey into growing into a better version of myself and being like, you know, you're on a path with yourself, not versus these other people. And in finding this perspective, I've had a lot of conversations with my boyfriend, Cameron, shout out. He
Shout out.
once told me, you know, sitting down, and he was kind of being all like, you know what they say, don't you? And I was like, what do they say? And he was like, well, comparison is the thief of joy. And this idea really stuck with me, and I brought it to Riley, and we realized this is something that is such an interesting topic, and we kind of wanted to open it up, open the floor, dare I say, and talk about,
Dare I say.
you know, some ways in which this idea kind of ruins our own personal growth in our journeys. Maybe that's
So
dramatic,
true.
but
No, that I was like, there's no better way to put
right?
it.
I'm
But
like,
then
we got to talk about
it ruins our lives. It really
we got to talk
does.
about why that's not why we shouldn't be comparing ourselves, and how sometimes it's okay, but But we got to talk about these deeper moments when maybe we got to let go.
Yeah. You know what so before we started recording today, I did like a little deep dive on comparison, just like wanted to like refresh the brain on like why we compare it. When I'm a woman in
Of
STEM, I
course.
got to know. Like I'm like why do we compare ourselves to others? Like where does that like is it like an innate like human instinct, or is it like something that's like more societal? Come to find out, of course it is societal. And it's just like it's so interesting that like you can go back to like I don't know, at least for like I think everyone can relate to this in some aspect, but at least for me, like thinking back to like my childhood, like when like oh like so and so gets better grades, and then like blah blah blah, or this person's popular. Like there's always just some kind of like ranking system and like comparison.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, and I just think it's really interesting that we learn that at such a young age, and yet like here we are, fully almost 25, and
Yeah.
we like still compare ourselves constantly. And I really thought I was like maybe it's just because like we're artists and like literally our career is like comparing ourselves to other
Right.
people in our industry. But then I'm just like no, it is such like a universal feeling, and like it is so real and it just sucks. And I
Yeah.
think I'm really happy we're discussing this today and acknowledging like how much it actually affects our lives
A
personally.
100%. I mean, you definitely brought it up with the artist thing, but I think that we kind of compare ourselves in different ways. I feel like there's the comparison when it comes to your career, and for us, it's being artists. For us, it's looking at other people's successes, bookings, and comparing it to what we have, and kind of being like, "Oh, I'm not doing good enough, or I'm not hitting level A, B, or C at the right time," right? But I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that's the same thing for other careers. And then you think about it, and we do this in everyday life, with minuscule things, with bigger things, with looks, finances, relationships, social standings. It's really a part of everyday life. And I feel like personally, sometimes I let these ideas guide how I'm doing, right? Like being a method
Totally.
of
Yeah.
how am I doing? It's a right, like the comparison. And it's just really messed up. Like you don't need to be doing that. And I try and constantly remind myself, like you're on your own path. And I love that saying that your only competition should be like yesterday's version of yourself, right? Like you should just strive to
Yeah.
be a better version every day.
Mm-hmm. I know. I was also, as we know, I get a lot of my like inspiration for like things to talk about and stuff from fucking
Love.
TikTok, which like just says a lot about me as a person. But like as cheesy and cliche as it sounds, it really is true. But I kept hearing over and over in these TikTok videos that like comparison often comes from a place of like projecting like your or like projecting slash like reflecting like the most important traits of yourself onto other people and like recognizing them on other people.
Love that.
If that makes sense. I don't
100%.
know, like you're noticing those parts of people because like that's what's important to you as a
Yeah.
person. And like also just like the idea, sorry, that aside, but like instead of looking at like comparison as such like a negative thing and like really letting it like deflate you and like bring you down, you can also look at it as like a like okay, I admire this person because, and I strive to be this way because, instead of letting it be like negative, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
100%. I feel like you're so right. Like a lot of the times that you're comparing yourself to someone that, or something that you're trying to achieve, something that you're trying to be or become, or, yeah, something you admire.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And something else, I don't know if you experience this at all, Issa, that like when thinking about this topic overall, that I'm like, oh, this is like where I find a lot of my comparison also comes, like being an artist aside, is like being from the Midwest. Like there are just so many people our age, we're 24 years old, who are married, have children, have like, they're just like such a different level of adult than me
Oh,
that I
100%.
don't know if I'll ever be there. And I just like I look at these people and like there's no like like they're doing right life. Wow, my
Tongue
tongue.
twister.
Hello, tongue twister. It's not like they're doing life right or I'm doing like. There's no right or wrong in this situation. It's just like wow, like we are just such different levels. And I'm like, well, should I be married? Should I have children? Am I
Yeah.
behind? Like, I don't know. Do you experience that at all being from the Midwest and then like coming to a city where it's not like as normal, like to be married at least until your 30s?
100%. I mean, there are so many people, especially I feel like we're hitting that point in our lives where it's like everybody you know from high school is either like married, engaged, pregnant, like starting a new career thing. Like
Yep.
everybody's got like a thing going on. And it's very strange to see people your age doing other things. And you're so right when you were talking about like we compare ourselves to the things that are important to us because yes, you could put a comparison. And sometimes, yeah, I think about it. These people that I know that are my age that are married or having kids or whatever, but I don't compare myself as much to them because I don't care to have that myself yet, like at this exact moment.
Hmm.
So I think that
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that I don't even like compare myself as much. I compare myself, if not more, to the, you're right, exactly, to the people that I'm like, okay, they're booking. Okay, they're doing this. Okay, they're in New York. Okay, this
Mhm.
is where they're living. It's things like that because that's what I'm engulfed in right now. So
Yeah.
it's so interesting that this entire idea is a societal thing as well because I feel like your
Yeah.
surroundings impact it 100%. I mean, I love that you said it doesn't always have to be a negative thing. And you're right. I mean, obviously there's a portion of flattery in there. There's a level of respect for the
Absolutely.
other person. Um, but even in my own journey, I've just been trying to think of reasons why comparing yourself and like trying to look at your path and put it side by side to somebody else's might not even really be that beneficial to yourself and to
Hmm.
your growth. Um, Number one, this idea of like if you're constantly looking to your left and to your right, you're not looking at what's right in front of you.
Ooh, okay.
I
Quotes?
know,
Damn.
crazy,
Just going
right?
off. Damn, everyone.
But so true. I mean, if you think about it,
So true. So true.
it's giving if you're focusing on your past, you can't and the future, you can't focus on what's going on in the present. I feel like
Absolutely. Yeah.
it's that same idea. But I don't know. There's good in having people around you that push you and challenge you to be better, and I feel like that's what we should use comparison as. Um,
Absolutely.
but for the most part, I'm like, you got to focus on yourself. You got to focus on your growth and comparing yourself to the last version of yourself. You know, what about what you're already doing, which you need to give yourself grace for and uplift yourself for, but what in addition to that? This other idea, though, that I was thinking about today is I feel like also sometimes when we compare ourselves, it can escalate to a point where you're thinking about another person and you're like, oh, like they must not even have it tough. They must not even have it hard. Or not that that's what you're thinking, but in that realm, you really never know what other people are going through at the same time. So you can be sitting there comparing yourself to somebody or to something or some ideal and you don't even know like what that person had to get through to get there or what it
Yeah.
is that they're dealing with in private that you're not aware of. So I feel like that also kind of like it does yourself a disservice and then it also kind of does that person a disservice because they're probably at home like, what are you comparing me for? You know, like you don't know what I'm
Exactly. Yeah.
like going through. Like you
Yeah.
don't want what I don't know. That's just another interesting perspective. Like you don't really know what people are dealing with.
Absolutely. Well, and I think, especially in our society, in our day and
Yeah.
age, like we are such a like technology, social media based generation, and like we quite literally have comparison like at like our fingertips. Like you log onto any social media app and you can immediately compare.
Yeah.
Um, and so I definitely think that it's like just so interesting itself, like us compared to like
Sorry, guys. Zuko's feeder.
I knew it. But just looking at like our generation versus like our parents and their parents and not the
There was a little
feeder.
spurt. Okay, we're good now.
It's okay. It had to get it out.
Comparing
But all
yourself to even our parents' generation.
yeah. No, but it's just like so you can go on social media and literally like look at anyone's life, but it's also like remembering the idea that social media is a highlight reel. And like I'll say it, like I only post my best stuff on social media. I'm never gonna
Yeah,
like
no, I mean,
that is not it's hard for me to get a dump together,
yeah,
okay? I'll admit it. Because I don't have that many happy pictures that I want to post. It's more like pictures of me
yeah.
crying or like also not that like much aesthetic stuff. So it's like
No,
there's nothing
100%.
to post. There's
100%.
nothing to post. And so just like always looking at someone and just like knowing that like so much more could be going on underneath and behind that little
Yeah,
screen curtain, whatever you want to call it. I think it's just like so important to remember when it comes to comparing yourself.
absolutely. Pop culture.
Culture. Hey.
Okay, so you guys, Riley asked me my source on this one, and to be honest, I don't have one. I was on TikTok
I
and
tell
I
me.
saw that Ariana and Ethan are over, question mark?
After all that
After
trouble.
all
After
that.
the elbow.
After all that. And so then not only did I see this on TikTok, but then I also saw that she might potentially have something going on with Evan Peters, or do people just think that because he was in the Eternal Sunshine music video?
Oh, he was? Oh, I did know that. I did know that. I haven't watched it yet, but I've
I
seen
watched it
yes.
today. It's good.
How
It's
was
good.
it? Okay.
It's sad,
Oh,
but it's good.
I do love
No,
him
love
so
Evan
much
Peters.
so.
That would be great for
Oh
her
God.
if she was
I'm
with
not
him.
mad.
Um,
But oh, wait, have you seen this is off topic, but have you seen all the pictures of like Ethan Slater
to
next
her
to Frankie
brother, yes.
Grande? Yes, have we discussed?
No.
But wow.
It just is
What's wrong?
scary to me. Like I'm like, I don't want to put that on her, but it is there.
They look so similar. It's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Go off, girl. Go off. Go crazy. Go
Go
stupid.
crazy, go stupid.
Okay,
No,
Issa.
we need to deep dive into this because I just saw it and was like,
Did you watch it?
no, but I've been seeing so many TikToks and
No, me too.
I've
That's
done like
why.
my own
Okay,
deep
guys.
dive on TikTok.
No, Sam, I'm gonna watch it, but I was like, I'm not in the right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be at work. I want to be home in my
Yeah,
bed.
doing it
Like,
100%.
um, the Nickelodeon documentary on Max, formerly HBO
Yes.
Max. What is it
Quiet
called?
on set.
Yes, thank you. Holy shit.
You guys,
Yeah, tell me, Issa.
just so much being uncovered, so much coming forward about the treatment of so many child actors on Nickelodeon sets, on Nickelodeon shows. And it's kind of insane. And this thing that I've been seeing on TikTok is that, like, when I was a kid, it's even scarier because when I was watching that as a kid, like, I didn't think it was weird. Like
No,
any of the
same.
clips that I've seen now that are like people are like, this is a weird clip from Nickelodeon. Like I fully watched that as a kid and didn't like it didn't click that that was weird. Now watching it back as an adult, I'm like, what the actual fuck?
Yeah. No, it's so fucked up.
So fucked up.
Oh, it just like it. It literally just makes me ugh, like I just like it makes me feel
Yeah.
sick like thinking about some of the clips I've seen. Um, but also just like the stories that are coming out. I know like the Drake Bell one in
Yeah.
particular. We don't need to get into
Right.
it, but like Drake and Josh was just like such a huge part of my
Yeah.
childhood. So like to just like think about that going on behind the scenes to this like actor and like character that I like was obsessed with is just one any child actor in
Yeah.
general, but like Drake Bell was just like such like an icon to me as a child, and like I'm so glad all of this is coming out now, but it's also like I think it is just such a like reality check for everyone in like our generation that grew up with those shows, and it's like, whoa, like everything was not as it
Yeah.
seems. Um but yeah, it is, whew, it is, yeah.
It's
I that's why I'm like, I need time to like, I need to like be ready to watch
yeah.
that.
It's definitely one of those moments where you're like looking back and you're thinking, wow, it actually hasn't been that long since fucked up shit has happened.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it happened
absolutely.
just a few years ago. It's also interesting. I saw a couple TikToks talking about how Amanda Bynes, well, not even just
Oh,
Amanda Bynes, but
I went on that dive today.
so many of these child actors were like failed by this industry, and like these
Mhm.
teams and these producers, like they should have been supporting these children and like preparing them for a life in the industry instead of
Mhm.
like tearing them apart.
I will say, with all of this coming out, I really, really hope and can just like, oh, I just hope that this like inspires or like, I don't want to say like pushes like any like child actors or future actors or like anyone that like anyone that experienced any mistreatment of any type, in whether it was a professional setting such as like TV, theater, whatever that is, or even to like this, like to community theater. Like I really hope this documentary and like seeing people that we grew up watching inspires other people to come out and talk about experiences if they
Yeah,
haven't or if they want to, or I just hope it,
absolutely.
yeah,
Provides healing
I
in some way. Yeah.
exactly. And I'm here to say I have started Love is Blind.
Thank God. You guys, it has been forever since Love is Blind came out, and all of the seasons have been good.
Season 6,
But this
okay?
last one had enough drama that I was like, Riley, you must. Like, it's time.
No, I just felt so left out listening to like you and Jamie talk. I was like, I want to watch this. Like, I need to know what's going on. I'll give you my first. I think I'm on episode either 3 or 4.
Love.
Don't quote me. 3 or 4 though. They're an hour long each.
Yeah.
It's taken a lot of time, you know. Um. So, initial thoughts. I hate Jimmy.
Yeah.
That's his name,
Yeah.
right? Right? Okay. I hate Jimmy because it was just like, it was just, I just like always thought, I was like you're kind of weird. But it was the moment where, I'm sorry if you haven't watched, spoiler
Spoiler.
alert. It was the moment where, why do I want to say her name's
It
Jessica?
is.
But I feel like it's not. It is
Yeah.
Jessica. Okay, the girl with the
Yeah.
baby, or
The
not baby,
child.
but the child.
Yes.
Like, so Jessica comes, like her and Jimmy have their thing going on. She goes to like she wow. Jessica and Jimmy have their thing going on, and Jessica like reveals like, I have a 10-year-old daughter, blah blah blah, she's the most important thing in my life. Jimmy has the weirdest reaction I've ever seen. Like, he is acting like this is the like most absurd thing he's ever heard in his entire
You
life.
are like so not ready. Like, I can't even react to anything.
I just hate him already. Well, and then double whammy right after that, Chelsea comes out to him, who he also has like a connection with, and says like, "Yeah, I was previously married. I am
So true.
divorced." And he loses his shit, and she cries.
That's not new. We'll find out.
No, I know. They've like talked since.
Thank God.
But that was just like, I was like, I like, why can't you handle any of this stuff?
Child.
Like, I don't know what you're expecting,
It's
sir.
giving child.
It's, yeah, it's whew. And then also, so where I'm at, spoiler again, Johnny, sorry, there's so many
There's
J
so many
names. There's
names.
so many J names. Johnny and Amy, just like, he proposed, they did the whole I love you thing, they saw each other's faces, like, that's where I'm at. And final thoughts. Matthew is a fucking
So
weirdo.
true.
He's so weird. But I did like kind of like his relationship with
Yeah.
AD for like a sec. Like, I was like, oh, this is like really cute and she's really happy. But then he's saying the exact same shit to that other girl. I don't even know her
Yep.
name. So I'm like, what? And then AD confronted him. And that other girl left. Don't remember her
True.
name. Rest in peace.
So true.
But damn, those are my Love Is Blind thoughts. Stay tuned.
I love it. I can't wait for you to finish so we can give the tell all.
Oh my God, have you watched it?
Yeah, I finished the whole thing.
Oh, okay, period. I'm excited.
If you haven't already, please check out our YouTube channel and our TikTok if you don't follow already. Again, and as always, that is at notfromhere.podcast. That is NOTFROMHERE.PODCAST. And on YouTube, it's just Not From Here Podcast. Look up one of our names, yada, yada, yada. You know the spiel.
You know the drill.
But as always, I am Riley Klauza.
I am Isa Rodriguez, and we are definitely
Not from here. Ooh, bye.
Bye.